The paint tracks come from the interior of the museum and stop there. It's curious, but I'd wager that the man who left these footprints rested here a moment while facing the wall and looking at something. Yet these paintings aren't exceptional in the least. Footprints, look. Size 10. This footprint is quite clear, like a footstep pressed. This footprint is rather light. The man who left these footprints made a return trip. He was carrying something heavy when he climbed the stairs. Paintings, certainly. The person who left these footprints stepped into the paint with his whole foot. Size 10. These footprints are those of common work boots. It's through there that one of our robbers arrived, and it's also through there that they must have escaped with the help of a ladder. Footprints, look. These footprints are size 9. The foot brushed the paint. Someone wanted to warn the person who made the footprints of the presence of liquid on the ground, but too late. The man then went beneath the louver of the window to get out, probably with the help of a ladder. He was wearing shoes from France with supple leather non-skid soles which have a distinctive design. Ideal to catch by jumping from this skylight. Water. These tools are for restoring paintings. A large red square was painted on the floor, most likely by Lupin, but to what end? What horrors! Looking at this canvas, the French painter must have drawn his inspiration from the famous French cheese Camembert. They both stink. What horrors! A perfect example of neo-cretinism, a Valmont from his convalescent period. The artist of this painting wished to depict the total rejection of aestheticism, and he succeeded. Valmont has unusual taste for a painter. The artist of this painting wished to depict the total rejection of aestheticism, and he succeeded. It's Pointer, the museum director, who is on display here. Amusing. Valmont has unusual taste for a painter. Valmont has unusual taste for a painter. The artist of this painting wished to depict... What horrors! A perfect example of neo... Looking at this canvas, the French painter... Valmont has unusual taste for a painter. What horrors! A perfect example... A perfect example of... Looking at this canvas, the... A perfect example of neo... Hideous, this painting. A round red frame with some green in the middle. The inspiration behind this canvas is rather queer. What horrors! Valmont has unusual taste for a painter. The artist of this painting wished to... What horrors! There is something strange on the ceiling. I'll have to climb up to examine it, but Lestrade's men are using the ladder. I'll continue to inspect the museum while I await them. Velmont has unusual taste for a painter. The artist of this painting wished to depict the... Velmont has unusual taste for a painter. A perfect example of... The artist of this painting wished to depict... There is something here. A trace of black rubber. 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 These 4 traces of black rubber are identical and form a square. Looking at this canvas, the French painter... Self-portrait by Horace Velmont. A bit narcissistic, that one. Looking at this canvas, the French painter... What horrors! The artist of this painting which... A perfect example of A perfect example of Velmont has unusual taste for a painter. A perfect example of Looking at this canvas, the French painter must... Footprints, look! These footprints are size 9. These are shoes with supple, non-skid leather soles of French manufacture with a distinctive design. These are, without doubt, the shoes of the French painter Horace Velmont. The footprints left by Horace Velmont's shoes and those made by one of the 2 crooks are absolutely identical. Lupin is a master of disguise. We met him in person yesterday as Velmont.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, such a tragedy. Have you seen what these crooks have done to my museum? Paintings of incalculable value thrown in a heap like hay in a haystack. And the Fighting Temeraire...
Now, calm down, Director. Do you know if they took anything other than this painting?
The Director and I are in the middle of doing an inventory of all the paintings that were moved. We are not certain yet.
The only one who will be happy is Velmont. His paintings now have the best spots.
I'd wager he's doubly happy, but he'd never come to show his gratitude in person.
Ah, and when will you be done with your investigation, so that we can put the paintings back in their original places?
A deadline will soon be set, I think. However, it is in our best interest to do it as quickly as possible. Thank you, gentlemen.
Good. We'll be here if you have any further questions. Come, Eleanor, back to the inventory.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade wanted you to know that we no longer need the ladder. If you want it, it's near the Director's office.
Elementary. This poem by Lupin surely makes reference to 4 paintings presently hanging in the museum. Shall we begin our search? Here's what I've been looking for. Tobias and the Archangel Raphael by Adam Elsheimer, German painter. The Archangel should ask what kind of bait he used. This canvas was acquired in 1894 by the National Gallery. It was based on a composition he had previously done. Here's what I've been looking for. Look, a white horse standing by a sleeping man by Peter Verbeek, possibly derived from a 1652 print by Paulus Potter. Adoration of the Kings by Botticelli, bought by the National Gallery in 1878. Here's what I've been looking for. This painting depicts the gods Venus and Mars by Botticelli. This painting was exhibited for the first time in 1874 in the National Gallery. Here's what I've been looking for. A work by Jan Steen, painter of the Dutch school, a moralist. A winter scene with skaters near a castle by Averkamp, 1585 to 1634, one of the greatest painters from the Dutch school of the 17th century. He specialized in winter scenes. The painting originally extended into a square shape. It seems that I have found the 4 numbers from Lupin's poem. Now, what do I do with them? Open. A wig and a cushion, for the stomach no doubt. There is also Velmont's cap and clothing. It's the painting by my great uncle. Look, there is a paper attached. A half-empty bottle of champagne. To pass the time, no doubt. This is what must have happened. Lupin entered the museum disguised as Velmont. After our meeting, he pretended to leave, but in fact came to hide in the case that Palinor had emptied whilst doing his inventory. A hook permitted him to close the case from the inside, and he calmly waited until the time was right. Once alone, he got out and helped his accomplice enter through the skylight without fearing the police. Self-portrait by Horace Velmont. A bit narcissistic, that one. This painting has an oil base, but is covered in a fine coat of water paint. I should ask the director how to remove it. This painting has an oil base.
What do you want, Mr. Holmes?
Sorry to disturb you, gentlemen. Can you explain how to remove a fine layer of water paint that is covering an oil painting? Rest assured, it does not concern a piece from the museum's collection.
It's simple. You'll need some water to soften the paint, a paintbrush with rigid bristles to scrape off the film, and an absorbent sponge to take it all off.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Good. We'll be here if you have any further questions. Come, Palinor, back to the inventory.
Water. You and I, Lupin. There is a bright red C written on this calling card in addition to a poem. This letter must be the beginning of a word or phrase. Now to find the others. There must be something here. Stay alert now. A piece of the frame is breaking off.